Lucas County late this afternoon. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, David Scheller was riding his motorcycle southwest on South River Road when he pulled into the path of a car heading in the opposite direction, which was attempting to turn left on the South Berkey Southern Road. Mr. Scheller was taken to a hospital where he later died. The driver of the car, Savannah Anderson, suffered from minor injuries. Let's go ahead and get things over to meteorologist John Birchfield for your forecast.
Yeah, the heat and humidity here to stay for the rest of the weekend. Temperature is going to be very similar, if not a degree or two warmer, topping out in the lower 90s. And we will once again see a few of those fair weather clouds, but otherwise bright sunshine to cap off the weekend. Temperatures have dropped back a bit after sunset. We're at 76 in Toledo, 72 in Bowling Green, and 72 degrees also in Fulton County. Dry weather on radar and satellite, but there is a very weak cold front that is draped just to the west of Lake Michigan, and that's going to be the next spark that brings us some isolated storms, but not until Tuesday and Wednesday. So a couple more dry days are expected ahead of that front. Bright sunshine. You're going to wake up to temperatures near the 70-degree mark. Those afternoon highs maxing out around 4 p.m. with a mix of clouds and sunshine. And then we do start to drop off around dinner time and into the evening. Once again, upper 60s to low 70s out the door, 90 into the afternoon. And it's going to make for a very warm end to the Flag City Balloon Fest in Findlay. We're looking at 92 degrees. In terms of the winds, fairly light with a southerly breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And the morning is going to be really nice and refreshing. Temperatures in the 70s expected, and sunshine to wake up with a slight increase in that fair weather cloud cover. I'm going to time out our next rain chance and also your full 10-day outlook. That's coming up in just a bit. Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. Workers at Libby Glass in Toledo voted to go on strike starting August 22nd. The union and Libby Glass have been in contract negotiations for months now. Union members say the company's contract offer includes unfair pay, forced overtime, and rising health insurance costs. They also say workers made major sacrifices to help Libby Glass avoid bankruptcy back in 2019. The IAM union says it fully supports its members and will fight for a fair contract. About 84 employees voted on and approved the strike. We're continuing to cover a story we first brought to you as breaking news this morning. One person is dead after a double shooting overnight in North Toledo. It happened on the 600 block of East Central Avenue near Mulberry Street. Toledo police say 2 people were shot, one dying at the scene, who has since been identified as 31-year-old Leonel Avila Rodriguez, and the other taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Rodriguez's death is under investigation as a homicide, and it is unclear still if there are any suspects. We'll continue to give you updates right here on WTOL 11. And we have the latest in a breaking story from yesterday. Toledo Fire and Rescue say a person was pulled from the Maumee River after a boater spotted the body and called 911. Tonight, the mother of missing East Toledo 19-year-old Andres Madrigal has confirmed the body was found and it is her son. Right now, the Lucas County coroner is working to make an official identification. And as soon as we learn more details from the coroner, we'll be sure to update you on air and online. August is Pride Month in the Glass City, and one organization is hosting various events throughout the month to celebrate the LGBTQ community. Laura Sandlin joins us live in studio. Laura, one of those events took place today. What was it and what's the importance?
Well, Michael, today Equality Toledo partnered with Copper Moon Glass Studio, focused on creating a sense of community and putting proceeds toward continued education and LGBTQ awareness.
Just off of Airport Highway sits Copper Moon Glass Studios, an interactive fused glass studio where participants can take classes to create a piece of their own.
We'll go ahead, go through our different menu of projects, get you your project, design, everything like that, and then all projects are ready in exactly a week.
Marketing manager for Copper Moon, Annika Rude, says they partnered with Equality Toledo after the nonprofit reached out, looking to do a fundraiser.
Creativity and just inclusion is something that's really big to us here at Copper Moon, so it was a really great opportunity to be able to partner with Equality Toledo.
That partnership turned into the Rainbow Project, where for $50, people received a piece of glass to customize as they like.
With all of our projects, it's really nice because you can turn it into whatever you like. So it was a rainbow shape, but people made citrus themes and sunrises and a bunch of different things. So it really encapsulated the idea that your art can be anything that you want to make it to.
So we want to create these events and these spaces for people to come to kind of feel the sense of community.
For Brent Raby, executive director for Equality Toledo, he says these events are important because they help to break down stigma while creating bonds and one-of-a-kind pieces.
We're just like everyone else, and Unfortunately, our community, especially our trans community, is aggressively under attack by politicians that are just using us as a way to divide people. At the end of the day, we're all normal.
Toledo will be hosting various events through the end of the month, including making an appearance at Toledo Pride this upcoming weekend. For more information and additional resources, head on over to our website. Reporting in studio, Laura Sandlin for WTOL 11.
All right, Laura, thank you. At Jazz Fest, the weather was hot, but the jazz was cool. Jazz from all over the state performed at Glass City Metro Park this evening. Funds raised by the event go towards buying instruments for young musicians and ensuring that Toledo has jazz in its soul for generations to come.
Jazz is an American custom. It's an American tradition. We have to keep it alive. If we don't, overseas, they've taken it over. So we have to keep our own thing alive.
Next year will be Jazz Fest's 5th year, and it'll be a tribute to Toledo's own Art Tatum. Kayak rentals are now available at Cullen Park, but if you've never been kayaking before, Ottawa Wildlife Refuge has you covered. Ottawa Wildlife Refuge offered free kayaking lessons in the Maumee Bay area this afternoon. Dozens of people put on their life preservers and picked up an oar to learn the basics from the rangers. Rangers say the popularity of water sports is growing.
I get a lot of people that come out for an introduction program and then they're asking me, where do I buy a kayak? How much does it cost? Like all these questions that tell you they're interested in the sport.
Now, if you're looking to dip your toe in the water and try out kayaking, the Ottawa Wildlife Refuge has plans to offer more classes in the future. Families gathered in Bowling Green today at the 3rd annual Safety Fair. The event at the Wood County Museum brought out different service vehicles like first responder vehicles, farm equipment, and construction equipment, allowing people to get a close-up look at all of them. There were also educational safety vendors and a car cruise-in for everybody.
We're where the people are, and we're coming to them on their level instead of us trying to make something and have people come and see us. We're here for them to enjoy the day, enjoy these beautiful grounds. People come out and we're here to interact with them and just do whatever we can to make it fun and interactive and learn a lesson.
Seatbelt Survivor Awards were also given out, recognizing people who survived serious injury crashes because they were strapped in properly. The Lucas County Health Department held its inaugural Rise and Thrive Back to School event. Hundreds of people came out and were able to get free health screenings. And the Mercy mammogram van was also there. The event also had haircuts and a nail stylist for kids getting ready to go back to school. Event organizers say the event is a way to expand healthcare access to everyone.
The unfortunate thing is that the statistics show that in this area that the life expectancy is a lot less than the rest of the city. So whatever we can do to improve the life expectancy, to improve the health, to improve the just general morale of the community, that's what we're here to do.
There were also book bag and school supply giveaways for the kids. John?
Well, the heat and the sunshine continue for the rest of the weekend. However, this work week, there is going to be the chance for some showers and thunderstorms. I'm going to break down the timeline and your full 10-day forecast coming right up. Well, the late summer heat here to stay for the rest of the weekend. We officially hit 90 degrees today, and believe it or not, that was our first 90 of August so far. We hit 89 yesterday and officially entered that 90-degree territory today. The record of 96, well, that'll live to fight another year. 1934 and 1949, that record is shared 6 degrees above today. You can see that full sturgeon moon still there on the horizon thanks to the clear sky. 76, a very comfortable evening. Temperatures topped out at 90 in Lucas and Fulton counties. It was a warm one at the Henry County Fair, warm in Bowling Green, warm in Findlay at the Flag City Balloon Fest as well, with a high temperature of 88 degrees. Now, there is going to be a very weak cold front that is going to spark some isolated thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday, and there is going to be at least some temporary reprieve from the extreme humidity and temperatures Thursday and Friday. So you will see some slightly lower temperatures both of those days. Hour by hour forecast starting off your Sunday morning with a walk. We're going to be in the upper 60s, afternoon highs, certainly making for a good day to head to the pool or the lake with temperatures around the 90-degree mark. Henry County Fair forecast tomorrow is going to be a toasty one, and a reminder that summer's not quite ready to give up just yet. Once again, there is going to be a little bit of a southerly breeze with a hot and humid setting for those outdoor plans, and a good day to head out to Lake Erie as well. Waves are going to be fairly calm at 1 foot or less with that light southerly wind. Not too many of these toasty summer weekends left before temperatures really start to drop off in a hurry. Next 4 days featuring the heat Sunday and Monday as well. There is going to be a little more fair weather cloud cover Monday, but I do think it is going to be a likely dry day other than a brief isolated pop-up shower. Storm chances return Tuesday and then especially Wednesday as that weak cold front comes sweeping on through, and you will notice we're at least back to the mid-80s in the temperature department. So the hour by hour forecast, we are looking at dry conditions for your Sunday. No worries tomorrow with sunshine that is expected. Monday there could be a couple isolated pop-up showers, although most of that activity west and north of us, there's that cold front. It's going to be draped from the thumb of Michigan back towards South Bend for Monday. Tuesday, that front gradually tries to advance and could spark a couple more showers, but overall, much of the day is expected to be dry for your Tuesday as well. And then Wednesday, we will have another batch of showers and thunderstorms as that front slowly works in from the north and northwest. So in terms of rain chances this week, it is going to be a dry end to the weekend at 92 degrees. Same temperature Monday with only a 20% chance. Heading into Tuesday and Wednesday, a couple showers and thunderstorms possible. It is going to turn a little more pleasant Thursday and Friday with a slight drop in humidity. The heat briefly returns though next weekend. And if you're looking for some more long-term relief from the heat, it does look like toasty temperatures are here to stay through mid-August with maybe some signs of some relief by the very end of that 10-day forecast. Michael?
All right, thanks, John. As the elk fire continues to burn in rural northwest Colorado, all hands are on deck to fight it, about 500 of them. Colorado Governor Jared Polis authorized the mobilization of the National Guard, and firefighters from Denver are also helping. CNN has more.
When help was needed, North Metro Fire Rescue answered the call.
So they're on a 16-hour schedule. They work 16 on, 8 off. So they sleep during the day, try to get rest, and then at night they go back to work.
Bill Castanguay knows just what his crew is up against.
I worked on the Pine Gulch fire that went over 200,000 acres, and that thing was burning in the same type of fuel.
He's a lieutenant and wildland coordinator with the department.
Yeah, I think we have a drought-stricken forest, right? We have pinyon, juniper, pine up there that basically burns like gasoline. So that's what you're seeing.
Right now, they have a 4-person engine crew in Rio Blanco County battling the elk fire.
You have the wind and topography, and when it aligns with what you're seeing right now, it'll burn really fast. You know, almost as fast as a car can drive is the movement that we're seeing up there.
Wildfire activity across the country has intensified. This week, the National Interagency Fire Center raised the national preparedness level to 4, with the highest level being 5.
Any type of lightning strike is now taking and going pretty big with, you can see with this wind and the dry fuel behind us as well.
What they need now is a reprieve in the form of rain, and a lot of it.
We're just dealing with times of a drought-stricken Midwest all the way out to the West Coast. I think it's going to be a busy rest of the summer unless we start seeing a lot of moisture come in.
North Metro Fire and Rescue is also sending another firefighter to the Turner Gulch fire in the western part of Colorado. We're going to bring back in meteorologist John Birchfield with us for a moment. So, John, we've been talking about wildfires pretty much all summer.
Yeah, and it's going to be a recurring theme, I think. You know, we're already starting to look at some data that shows another plume of that Canadian smoke coming in. That one's going to be more so in the upper Midwest towards, say, Minnesota, Iowa. But some of that does creep into Michigan and Ohio, as we experienced last week with those smoky skies and the air quality index just not as great as it should be. Thankfully, we're not necessarily an epicenter of the actual fires themselves. But even though Ohio is hundreds, if not thousands of miles away, that jet stream can carry some of that smoke to our area.
So we could see those fires in Colorado the smoke at least, come over here as well.
Not expecting any smoke in the near-term future with those fires, but we're keeping an eye on stuff in Canada as well, and potential impacts that could be lasting through September and possibly even October.
All right, John Birchfield, Thank you. Cincinnati police have released body cam video from a viral incident that took place on July 26 in downtown, a brawl. It clarifies some things, perhaps muddies up some others. Either way, it's the first time we've seen what police saw that night when they arrived at the scene. CBS Cincinnati has the latest.
The video begins with police arriving at the scene 6.5 minutes after the first call, which was at 3:06 a.m. The officer asks a man what the fight was about. He answers, "I heard a white guy calling a black guy the N-word." The officer continues to one of the Caucasian men involved in the fight.
They attacked me. I attacked by multiple people.
What led up to the fight?
Don't really know. It just out of the bar, and it just got crazy. They were going after other people, and I tried to protect my girls. And there was one guy that just went nuts, and all of a sudden there was other people that hit me from blindside.
But then the man gave a hint as to what the fight may have been about.
Oh, I thought they took my wallet, but I do have my wallet.
Another man gave his assessment of what happened.
All we did was try to get people off each other. Every time we get people off each other and say stop, they come at us more. There was a whole mob.
But the video widely seen via social media across the country tells a slightly different story, with one of the Caucasian men asking one of the African American men to fight and reaching out and slapping another black man. The woman seen in the viral videos getting knocked out can later be seen in the police video walking around. The police continued gathering information.
Do you have a description that would be helpful outside of the video? Okay.
Black?
There was a mob, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. They all threw it in on the white people.
One of the men shows the officer pictures he took from the fight.
Obviously, I was fighting for my life to get out of there, and then I started taking pictures of everybody that was surrounded.
Police interviewed one black witness who said a white man wrongly accused someone of stealing his wallet, only to realize he had it. None of the black individuals involved in the fight were interviewed, possibly because they had left before officers arrived. Two others not heard from in the body cam footage include the man who was beaten and the woman known as Holly, who was knocked unconscious. Now let's get things over to Chase with a look at sports.
Thank you, Michael. When we return, we have an update to Maurice Norris's condition after that scary injury in the Lions preseason game Friday night. We got that story and more coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. The NFL preseason doesn't count for anything, but the injuries are still very real. We got reminded of that Friday night when the Lions took on the Falcons. Lions cornerback Maurice Norris was injured in the fourth quarter of the game. He ran into a Falcons running back face first and his head snapped back on the tackle. Staff were working on Norris on the field for about 20 minutes before he was taken in an ambulance to an Atlanta hospital. Both head coaches agreed not to resume the game and ran out the clock. Today, Norris shared a post on Instagram where he said he's okay and thanked people for their support. Shifting to baseball, Tigers continue to host the Angels. Starting in the bottom of the first, Detroit down 1-0. Andy Ibanez drives this one to left field, brings home a run, and we are tied at 1. Top of the third now. Charlie Morton on the mound, going to strike it out here to retire the side. He had 10 in this game. Finally, bottom of the fourth, Tigers down 4-3. Gleyber Torres rips this down the left field line. It's fair, brings home the tying run, but that would turn out to be the last run for the Tigers. Detroit loses another one, this time by a final of 7-4. Also happening tonight, Guardians at the White Sox. Big play of this game for the Guardians was in the top of the sixth. Cleveland up 2-1, no runners on base when C.J. Kayfus, he started in Double-A earlier this year, sends this one high to right field, a solo homer to put the Guards up 3-1, and that would turn out to be the final score. Guards 5 back of the Tigers in the AL Central standings. And in AAA, Mud Hens still down in Louisville, taking on the Bats. Top of the second, down 1-0. Andrew Navigado lands this one in left field, brings home a couple of runners, and the Hens lead 2-1. Top of the third, Akil Badu sends this one high to right field. Solo homer for Akil Badu, and Toledo leads 3-1. Finally, top of the eighth, Badu up at bat again, grounds it through the defense, gets a runner home, and the Hens go on to win this game by a final of 5-2. And shifting to high school football, the start of the season is less than 2 weeks away, and WTOL 11 is catching up with as many teams as we can. This week, we caught up with Fremont Ross. The Little Giants are coming off a season where they went 5-6, but 4 of those wins came in the back half of their schedule, so the team is hoping to keep that momentum going into 2025. Head coach Chad Long is going into his 10th season, and he's excited to see what the guys can do.
It's great. You know, we get another opportunity. We got a new group of kids coming in, and it's great to see how much work they put in the off season, how it's going to work out this year. You know, it's the process of all the camps that we get to try and putting in as much as we can so they can learn, you know, as easy as they possibly can. The O-line is probably going to be our struggle this year that we got to figure out. We're young, and how are we going to adapt to the NLL?
Shifting to college volleyball, their season is almost here, and once again, Bowling Green looks to be one of the best programs in the MAC. The Falcons are now led by longtime assistant Alex Del Piombo, who is due for her first baby August 23rd, the same day as their first scrimmage. She's brought back everyone who still has eligibility, including Amanda Otten. She should be, once again, one of the best hitters in the MAC, and she is excited to prove it.
Yeah, I definitely want to be more of that person that my teammates can go to for anything. I also want to be that reliable teammate for them. I think that my game specifically, I want to be more offensive than I was last year, but I really want to step into that role of people knowing that I am a leader on this team.
And in college soccer, the Toledo Rockets are getting ready for their season. Their first regular season game is August 14th at Eastern Kentucky. Head coach Mark Batman is in his 3rd season leading Toledo. The Rockets are coming off a year where they gave up 16 goals the entire season. That tied a program record. The team is hoping to take that and propel them even further in 2025.
It feels great. I feel way more confident on the team now, and with all the new people, I feel like I'm looking forward to the season.
I'm super excited just because we have like a completely new team. We graduated so many of our seniors, and we have 10 new freshmen, a few new transfers, and I think just like everybody blending together and hoping to win a lot of games this season.
And finally, coming up, a new episode of Chasing the Game. I'll have Maumee head football coach Evan Karchner. We'll talk about his coaching career and how he's got Maumee football back to winning. You can catch the new episode next week on WTOL 11+, YouTube, and Spotify. But for now, that's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back in. At 114 years old, Benita Gibson has seen a lot in her lifetime, and she credits her love of potatoes for keeping her alive this long. So when it came time to celebrate her birthday, Michigan's oldest known resident got quite a surprise.
Potato, patata, giant potato.
I was really surprised because it's like, I don't know, it's something I've never seen before.
We travel 7 months out of the year to about 35 states on our tour. It's been to all 50.
The Idaho Potato Company's 4-ton root of all potatoes rolling into Canton for a very important lady.
She's been wanting this truck to come for a while.
Nothing but smiles for Benita Gibson, laying her eyes on the giant spud for the first time, clinging onto her spuddy buddy.
My whole life, I'm 51 years younger than she is, and to, have this finally happen, it's crazy and happy at the same time.
We heard about Benita's story because her birthday was July 4th, and she credits her long life to Idaho potatoes.
Idaho potato! If she has a burger, she has to have French fries. Up until 109, she was still cooking them in her apartment. Never would I go in her apartment without that fridge, bottom drawers, full of Idaho potatoes.
It's the cream of the crop, right? Doesn't matter how you fry it, bag it, bake it, or cut it. Her grandson, Scott Gibson, says her favorite.
Probably mashed potatoes.
I asked him where this deep, profound love comes from. He says probably sprouted in Idaho, where she and her husband grew Idaho potatoes for around 35 years.
It's awesome for her, and I know she's happy.
Now for the answer we've all been waiting for.
Is it real?
It's really here, but no, this is made out of fiberglass.
But really sparking a spectacle and spectacular birthday celebration put on by her senior living facility, Walton Wood Carriage Park.
Thank you.